Hi, everybody. I did a lot of work off camera in this game. It's better than thinking about all the other stuff. I still need to get off my ass and finish things for an upcoming video. I wanted to try to pack another 2 videos into this month because I have a review that I need to finish for Rule of Rose, and I want to do another video about the Haunted Majora's Mask cartridge ARG. I just haven't finished that stuff yet, and I'm really stupid and lazy for that. What a fool I am. And yes, we are using some of these gemstones on our generic weapons in order to buff up some of their things that they will be transferring when sphered, because I ground that one back room quite a bit. We've upgraded Toned Sword to the Atlamelia Sword. It's going to take us a while to max this out, which is fine, because the next thing it evolves into is the Chronicle Sword, which is his ultimate weapon-ish. Second best weapon, because he does have a better weapon at the end of the 100-floor long bonus dungeon. And yes, I am going to be playing that too, by the way, because I actually like this game quite a bit, even when it pisses me off. Unlike some other games I could mention, Jesus. And we picked up... I actually picked this up like an hour ago. The Buster Sword much less long ago than that. We've upgraded Xiao's weapon to the Divine Beast title. Basically, third best weapon that she can get. Upgrading this is going to take a while. We're probably going to need a lot of anti-undead, and we're going to want to have Drain on it by the time we upgrade it, because, yeah, that's what it evolves into, is the one that has Heal, and we don't want that. It's not a good ability. I should repair that, shouldn't I? Yes, let's do that. Over here in Goro Town, I've gotten my big bucks hammers, because I have a lot of money in storage. I saw a little bit of a graphical glitch there. That's really weird. The battle axe, yeah, the battle axe just has some gems in it. I should probably actually level this thing up at some point. Yes, there is a sphere in there, and we will check that out in a minute. Meanwhile, Ruby has gotten just a disgusting amount of weapon drops over the last however long it's been. This is the platinum ring that we started with. And you can see it's got its 3s and all its elements. And then we got... I bought another platinum ring because I was like, okay, that's a source of MP. And then I realized, oh, right. The thing I was building up needs fire. Why don't I just break down the gold ring? And that's what I did. And then the game dropped me 2 more platinum rings, 2 of these Pockle Coals. We're going to be breaking these down first, probably, because they have better stats. And a crystal ring, which is what we're going to be using as her base weapon to be upgraded as it evolves into her best weapon, unlike these 2 things. And it doesn't take as long as the platinum ring. So, yeah. Speaking of stuff, before I go back into the dungeon, I'm going to go and go to my storehouse real quick here. I wish you could just access your storage at any time, but what do I think this is? PSO2? Somebody was discussing that game recently, and I actually like the fact that you can just go into your item storage in that at any time. They added that a while ago, and it's one of the best features of the game. Alright, Couscous. We've got... Well, we're still sitting on these for our next character, probably. But you can see I've got 12 gold bullions in storage. I'm sitting on 12,000 gold. And even if I don't spend any money at Jack's anymore, which I probably won't, that is still nowhere near the level of cash that we're going to want to have shored up by late in the game. So weapon-wise, we want to pick up these 2 bone rapiers to start working on getting our Drain Seekers together. And you can see I've got the 5 kitchen knives here. Yes, we did get our durable kitchen knives. It took me about 2 hours of resets, but we got there. And no attachments. Ignore that sphere for the moment. And let's go outside again and go back to the shipwreck. And continue on. A phrase that is always a little bit funny. Anyone else enjoy continuing on? As opposed to merely continuing? Floor 12, and it's... Yeah, by the way, you can see 313 monsters. We've been farming that room quite a bit. Unfortunately, as you can tell, we haven't been farming very much for Ruby because the monsters in there kind of suck for her to fight. Actually, I've been getting a lot of them where it's just a high number of Sams instead of masks, and those kind of suck for anybody to fight. I completely forgot about the fact that at low HP, they may explode, interrupting their entire attack pattern to do it, and you can't do anything about it when they do. I've gotten killed by that several times, and it's, it kind of hurts my feelings more than a little. Anyway, floor 12, so we are controlling Ruby. Past me, making problems for present me, as usual. Well, you know what? Let's get out. Oh ho ho! Attachment with capability of Drain Seeker +5, huh? Check that shit out! Oh, yes. I did a lot of work off camera, as you can see. So I had a Sandbreaker in my storage before, which is a weapon with Thirst that can upgrade into the Antique Sword, the Source of Stop. And unsurprisingly, I just was like, you know what? I'm going to build that up. It was a painful process. I broke it down. I fitted it into the kitchen knife. That got rid of the Thirst and replaced it with Quench after a level or so. And then I ended up just fitting that into the, I think I had the Evil Size before that had upgraded from the Serpent Sword. And that upgrades to the Drain Seeker, and yeah, it was a lengthy procedure, to say the least, but I've got this massively powerful thing, and I don't know who I'm going to give it to yet. But for now, we are going to throw a Turquoise in here to give Ruby a little bit more to work with, and we're going to be taking that out at every level because I'm not prepared to just dump it yet. But this should well and truly trivialize the floor, and not even just because we just picked up that hook immediately. It's just from the pure stats. Hey, a power-up powder. That's kind of useless. Well, okay. It'll be useful later on. I've started to realize that power-up powders are kind of not important. Like, they're just not a big deal. However, they are very good for helping you get to status breaks faster, just by virtue of speeding up grind. But otherwise, I mean, most of the time, weapon experience requirements don't go higher than like 150. Unless you're doing something really silly. Oh, hey, a feather. Nice, I have a bunch of those already, but thanks, game. So, less important, but hey, I don't want it to be perceived as real complaining, just like, meh. It could have been... Actually, okay, we're on the front side of the dungeon. That's probably the best drop we could have gotten right now. If we're being honest with ourselves. I hear a cursed rose. Cursed with indigestion, clearly, judging by that. By that horrible sound they make. I kind of wish I had a weapon with steel, but those are pretty hard to come by. At the very least, Ruby has the chance to get the Bandit's Ring, I think it's called, which has the steel ability, so that's another source of it. But man, we have been hard up for that, and who's surprised that you can't buy something that good? Not even with fishing points, but as we've probably alluded to before, the weapons you can get with fishing points kind of suck. I don't remember what Ruby's fishing point weapon is. We can take a look at that later. Excuse me. But out of all of them, I think that really the next character is the only one who has anything super important to get with it. Because that is a way to purchase the poison ability. And honestly, even that is not, like, necessary, I don't feel like. I mean, yeah, being able to poison your enemies is pretty good. Especially if it's a really annoying thing that you can just keep backing away from and let it rot away on its own, but I don't think it's as critical as a general rule compared to a lot of the other stuff. Like, sure, it lets you just let them die, but it doesn't freeze them for easy kill. It doesn't get you free money and items. It doesn't make them harder to break. Oh well, what can you do? Hey, wow, 2 of them, okay. Totally unnecessary, but alright. Oh wow, nice, like, 1 frame of blocking there that I didn't see. Okay, dude. We get it. You do something that we can say you get it about. Or we get it about, rather. You get it, we vape. Wait. Ouch! That was pretty painful. Alright, please be worth... Oh, that mimic is only worth 4. Damn it! What a waste of good experience. I'm a fool, but mostly I'm disappointed. And what if we just, take a look at these stats. Yeah, let's put a thunder on there real quick and upgrade. For some reason, the battle music is still kind of going in the background, which amuses me a little bit. So let's put Sea Killer in there. We don't really need Holy on that. Well, that was an easy floor. Let's get the hell out of here. Yeah, this is definitely the part of the game. I'm sure I've made this quite clear already, but yeah, things step up a little bit for the player here. There are some things to reduce the amount of chance involved in life. And increase the amount of time you sit around resetting, so... Yeah, let's take a look at this real quick. Because I'd like to know now that I've thought about it. The Fairy's Ring. That's just a stat stick. It doesn't even have an ability. Let's take this out for a little while. Do I have anything to sell? I don't think I do. And certainly I have nothing to place after that floor. Alright, Rando, you've got... Well, we can get rid of one of those. That's right, I'll take my, like, 3 cents. I go buy, like, mage killers and stuff to keep boosting up the stats on my things. That might not be such a bad idea, actually. Wait, what's in the sax? What I put in my saxophone? Yeah, it's in a good position. So we can just cut forward to going back into the shipwreck. And away we go. Floor number 13. Oh, fuck. It's a cursed floor. Oh, boy. And I hear a pirate's chariot. Boy. Boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. I am displeased with this development. I tell you what, Bobby. That boy ain't right, etc. Oh, you jerk. Yeah, these guys are really terrible to fight. I'm sure you've probably noticed that, but I really noticed when I was level grinding, unsurprisingly, that, wow, they love to shoot you in the back and knock you over, and they do gross amounts of damage. Just everything about them is kind of not fun. Oh, wow, a whole cathedral. Our second floor, nice. You know what, Shao, your slingshot has, like, no experience and we're not really prepared to deal with this right now, so why don't you be my main deal-with-it person for this floor? I mean, she also has steel, so she can get bombs to help deal with the pirate chariots. Ah, good, a rotten fish. I don't think I ever really showed off, but that's what happens if you leave the flapping fish in your inventory for too long, is that they rot. And they become worth only a single gold. Oh, is this all we got down here? Is this captains and other dudes? With where they should be even. Yeah, honestly, I mean, it's very surprising that they're worth anything at that point. All right, so we're cursed already, and we're just gonna go in and out when we do this. So we're gonna guess that it's gonna be poison. Yeah, the explosion is still too weak to kill us at this juncture, so it's fine to be like, hey, yeah, I got blowed up. Ooh, a hard shooter. That, I don't know if that has anything useful on it. Oh, Switch Online. What a terrible invention that is. Well, like all of Nintendo's online, really, but the Switch Online, I just... Nintendo, please. Oh, wow. Okay, I think I got what I deserved a little bit, but I don't want to say that. Just nut on these dudes real quick. Hey, jackpot. I guess I gotta say things in a really crude manner like that again. I don't feel like carrying this. You know, I'm curious if I can throw the hook in the trash. I'm about to fucking try it. I shouldn't do that. Don't do that, me. It's alright, we fix it. Yeah, outside of backrooms, anti-medus aren't really a problem because they can't fucking instant kill us. Oh, that's disappointing. Clearly I should just make Goro soak that, but no. No, I'm a fool. Speaking of making Goro do things for us. Looks like that's what we're doing in a second. Pop open the orb. Basker. He's gonna be our guy for the local, what the fuck am I about to say? For the local storehouse, so that's nice. Alright. Hey. Sir, you are in front of that treasure chest, I swear. Even when you're off to the side. Just wedge it open! Like, come on. It's common sense. You can fit the head of a battle axe into something like that, I'm sure. Animations. Yeah. Yep. Alright, so let's withdraw from the dungeon for a second. As I do the chair thing. And I take a look at my items. Do I need to... Yeah, I'll dump off that fire gem. And I guess I can get rid of the MP plates. I really don't need them that much. I mean, I'll keep the high value ones, but... You know, come to think of it... 1 point of magic? Like... That's not... That's not very much, that's all. Alright, let's grab some storage, some compression for our cash. So that way, if things go horribly... then it won't be as horrible for us, I guess. That didn't make a whole lot of sense, did it? Oh well. And select. And now we do what we can with this. Alright, tower second floor. The cathedral. Can we put anything in here right now? Phil, I think? Yeah, it's a handsome boy, so... Put that down. And yeah, it's not looking like much of a cathedral right now because there's nothing going on there, but eh. A Sky Hunter. Alright, we get a couple of free stat points for something. Antidote Amulet and Mage Slayer. Alright, a little bit of extra cash. Doesn't hurt anybody. Alright, we're in here looking for Phil. Hey, buddy. Yeah, what do you need in here? Need the emblem. So not the urn, which is what I was expecting from old Filbert there, but apparently... just apparently not, you know? What can you say? Except apparently not. Alright, do a quick scan of the surface. Oh, hey, something hanging out by the fountain. A sea killer. Alright. I should probably dampen my expectations a little bit. Ooh, yes, more defense for Ruby. Excellent. So that way our ranged magician can go on to be the tankiest member of the team. Yeah, 35. And she doesn't have the most HP right now, but still. This game is a little bit goofy. Although I guess they gotta keep everybody keeping relevant with the new content. And instead of giving them good weapons, they give them the ability to die less easily. On the other hand, it's not like we have a hard time getting gear for any of these people, so what am I complaining about? And the answer is, maybe I'm just doing it to hear the sound of myself complaining. Alright, Jacques. What's his last name? Strap? Anything to... No, the other thing he had in here was bomb. So that's something we want to keep a hold on, because, yeah. We will probably encounter more pirate chariots, and we will want to just blow them things up. Because they suck! Alright, on to layer 14. Hardly know her, etc. Ah, yes, you're worth 10 experience per... Hey. Open up. There we go. On guard. No, not on guard. On guard, I said. Which, okay, since we're back to being able to use tone, let's do this. God, look at those numbers. They're fantastic. I probably should just stick this into Tone's sword and be like, yeah, you know what, dude? That's it. We're gonna put it there, and it's gonna help you get to the Chronicle Sword. But I am an indecisive Dickens, so I will probably consider reconsidering or something. Look, what do you want from me? I already said I'm not decisive. I'm not good at words either. Oh wow, there's 3 of you in this room. Tone, eat some carrots, that way you can get better vision or something. I'm sure that's how it works. Just insert carrot into mouth hole to increase vision range. Like a normal person would do. Like I know what normal people do. Oh, hey, look, it's the... We've been beating these dudes up for a while. You guys didn't see most of it, but yeah, I've kicked the shit out of these things quite a bit. 576. Oh, that feels good. Because, of course, before, I was doing it with just the Atlamelia sword without an attachment in it. So I was doing 100 a hit, and they have like 400 HP. And they block like motherfuckers. They are, like, actually one of the smarter AIs in the area, I would say. Oh, the trap was an electrode. Damn it. No, I wanted to catch that. More quick balls. Oh, oh. Hello. Hey, dude. Trial hammer. So this is a weapon that I gotta show off and I gotta talk about. For a start, you can see that its stats are comical. 10 endurance. That's pathetic. When it says blood and sweat hammer, I'm pretty sure that is implying that that's all it's made out of is blood and sweat. But also, its ability set is a very interesting one. It has pour and ABS up. It also takes far too long to break down, honestly. This would be a good thing to just dump some power-up powders into. I think you can only get these in this dungeon, which is kind of annoying, but, yeah, so this is going to be another case of if we want this ABS up ability for everybody, which honestly, I don't know if I'll do it, because eventually experience becomes kind of worthless, and honestly it takes much less time, it takes much more time for money to reach that point. But of course, if we want this, we're gonna have to break this down and we're gonna have to shove it into the big bucks hammer, and oh boy, that's a lot of Goro all at once. Oh boy. So if you're out here and you're a casual who is playing this game for the first time, and you're thinking, oh hey, should I do that? I would probably say no, actually. Just because getting 6 of them is a fucking chore. It's a chore and a snore. And I don't know how valuable it stays, really. Oh wow, Ruby's weapon slots are getting pretty well packed. We should probably have her be the one who's farming experience on these floors then. Yeah, she has 9 weapons in her inventory right now. How the fuck did this happen to me? How could this happen to me, etc. How's this? Pretty good, huh? Hey, that's pretty good, huh? All right, let's do this. Alright, now you're probably going to see that these guys kind of... Yeah. Like, this dude really sucks to fight as any range character, but Ruby's projectiles are very special because they move slow as fuck. I had a much better time fighting those dudes as Xiao than I did as Ruby, which is kind of surprising to a lot of people, I'm sure. Like, anybody being like, oh, what? Xiao is actually good at something? And yeah, shockingly enough, her little slingshot pellets fly at a decent speed. So what you do is you let those things get in your face while you're charging up your sling, and you just let it rip right in front of them, and usually they're not quite disgustingly disgusting enough to block that. Disgustingly disgusting. What am I, Salt? If I ever play Chrono Cross again, it'll be on the actual PS2. PS1, rather, but I have a PS2, so... Either way, it'll be my hard copy of the original version, is what I'm trying to say. Because that PC one was a bit of an ordeal. Oh, hey. Thanks, sound lag. That... Yeah, there is, like, a second, I believe. I've said this before, and folks have noticed it, that there is a mild amount of sound lag on my capture thumb doodad. Because it's one of those things. It's basically... It pretty much is just a Dazzle DVC 100 in a smaller case. And for those of you who are like, I don't know what that is, well... It's a thing that allows you to capture composite stuff, composite video. And it's extremely outdated. And it's barely your best option for anything. Anyway, I would have assumed that Link can barely jump in Smash because he's so loaded down with all of his infinite bombs. Which therefore leads to infinite mass. And do you know how fucking strong your legs have to be if you weigh infinite mass? A lot. You know, to do anything, not just to jump, but especially to jump. The hell am I talking about? Stop getting caught in the corner. Oh god, I heard the sounds of the rotating mechanics and I'm like, oh, is there a pirate's chariot that's sneaking up behind me and about to shoot me in the butthole? But no, it's... It's just that thing. Oh, hey, look, the map. I don't need that anymore. Yeah, I picked it up anyway. I am very smart, apparently. Alright. So, let me take a look at my AP here, because... There I go again, calling it AP. Oh, don't run away from me now, controller. Alright, so I'm at 13 away from a level, which is an odd number. And yes, I'm gonna fight these enemies in such an order that I can min-max this. Which sounds incredibly silly, but you know what? We're here, let's do it! I know how to play a video game, and I want to... You know, I know how to play at least this video game. I thought I was about to die there for a second. I took 2 damage. I'm so used to those things being instant death. Alright. Let's remove that. I don't need that. By the way, for those of you who have not noticed, just on the off chance, yes, we have been gaining a lot of things that give ice in this entire dungeon. Like, a wild amount of them, frankly. I started up the game a little bit early, as you could probably tell, and I went into, I think, 3 back rooms on that one floor, because they go pretty quickly. And I just got a small avalanche of amethysts, aquamarines, turquoise. Like, the game's just like, hey, we really want you to have max ice, which, you know, that would be great, but I don't think there's any weapons in the game that require, like, massive amounts of ice in order to get to. And by massive amounts, I mean, like, 93, which I think 93 is the highest element or anti-monster type stat that you need to evolve a weapon in the entire game. And you need 93 fire in order to max out Goro's Inferno. And I believe 93 anti-undead to get one of Tone's possible ultimate weapons. It's not the one that we're working on, but the 7th Heaven, it's called, if I recall correctly. Which is like the tier 2, I think. Needs 93 anti-undead. And I remember when my brother first played this, he had just the worst time gathering all that because it took forever. And I don't really blame him for having had a bit of a roller coaster with that one. A bit of a roller coaster tycoon. Or anything else that is roller coaster related that is a bit. Just a random bit of track. There we go. That makes total sense. Wait a second. Alright, Basker's store. What are you gonna need, Chief? Oh, you say that like this was ever on rails. Come on. Come on! Come on! I know what the joke is, but come on. Come on. Come on. I don't know where I'm going with that anymore. It's just the Kremling sounds, the ones in the barrels from EK64. Just, come on. Hey, Beard Man. What you need? At a second floor, huh? That's not an urn. Damn. What am I supposed to do with this urn? I also can't go on his upper levels of his store. Damn. By upper levels, I mean the roof right now. But, you know, that's kind of like an upper level. Anything else in here? Yeah, there's some holy. That's a reasonable thing to find in a church, that's for sure. A pocket, that's a little bit less reasonable, but I will gladly accept a little bit more storage capacity because, yeah, I believe that increases the capacity of the storehouses by 10 as well. Don't take my word for it, though. Because ultimately, I don't know shit. Mostly because I can't remember anything anymore. See a couple more articles about long COVID related stuff, and I kind of wonder if that's, you know, if I have that issue that things are getting worse, because I feel like things are getting worse for me. Mentally. Physically, I'm okay, I guess. Oh hey, a bomb. I like this dude just has a bomb hanging out in his place. Seems completely normal to me. Now we're gonna go back to Naroon Village to go grab a few dragon slayers with some of our extra cash. Because again, hey, if we're gonna be fitting our weapons with stuff so that way they have stats when I eventually break them down, we may as well pick up a couple, you know, a little bit more variety than just being like, oh hey, yeah, let me max out ice on everything. That might not be very good. Alright. So with that done, it's back into the shipwreck for us. And we're gonna go fight Fantoon and turn the power back on. Wait, no, wrong game. It's over there. That's another mask. It's another masked Smith. Oh hey, not a king mimic. Nice. What is it? It's an explosion. Yep. Hey, 41 damage. Who cares? I made the joke earlier about Electrode. That's the kind of damage that thing would usually do with explosion. Oh look, more Buster Sword. And yeah, I did some research over on the side, and the Dark Cloud 2, aka Dark Chronicle, carries over a lot of the same weapon names, apparently. I haven't played it. I do own a copy. But I haven't played it yet. And it has a better translation as far as I can tell, like a wildly better one, and a lot of people just think it's just a much better game overall. I wouldn't know yet. So apparently it does actually, it preserves a lot of the same weapons, but with better translated names. So what is called the Buster Sword in this game is referred to in that game as a Bastard Sword, which is exactly what I thought was the deal there. And, you know, again, this being 2001, like, I think that some people still kind of perceived the word bastard as being a little bit edgy. That it was still fairly vulgar, all considered. Meanwhile, nowadays, you know, people just say bastard all the time. And, you know, you can decide for yourself whether or not it's a good thing that we're in that level of vulgarity or not vulgarity, I guess, as the case may be. You know, personally, I completely welcome people swearing and talking like normal people in public, as opposed to always, you know, feeling the need to reduce their language to whatever, you know, pre-approved set of words. I mean, clearly I'm not having a great way of explaining this. Especially because I don't want to be like, hey, I love it when people swear, because that just sounds weird. And I know that I say plenty of weird shit to begin with, but I feel like that might sound a little bit too weird. But I don't like when people lie, and I feel that that is a kind of lying in and of itself. Like, being like, oh, yes, I'm going to talk in this more proper way that's not... Plus, we also need to remember that I also... Like, another reason why I'm in favor of that sort of shift is because if we can stop describing things like that as vulgar, I think would be great. Because the term vulgar really does just mean that it's, you know, it's of the people. It's of the common folk. So if you're complaining about people being too vulgar, there's kind of this hatred of the poor involved in that, in a sense. If that makes sense, which to some people it probably doesn't, but who cares about them? I'm kidding, but it really is, yeah, that it's kind of based in in a level of classism. But who is surprised, really, that that sort of thing exists in our society, right? Doesn't make it any better, but, you know, how surprised can you get about it, right? Just, wow, who would have guessed? Yeah. Alright. Come on. Oh. That's okay. I can still granulate that at some point. Oh, I'm sure it'll happen eventually. I mean, we'll get close enough in a way because there's electric versions of those wizard mobs, and they will probably just sort of sneak up behind us and shoot lightning balls at us. And that'll kind of count. Actual, like, lightning bolts from above, I don't think is such a thing, but eh. Eh. Can I go up there properly? Yes. Now, pulling that off, however, is actually a... It's a bit of a different thing. Alright, so the divining house, we can deal with that in a second, but first I want to go and put this into the leaning tower. Oh yeah, Basker needs a lamp, huh? What goes in here? A water shop, huh? That's a very, very specific thing, I feel like. Can we get anything around this area? Yeah, there's a free mage slayer for us. Nice. A gourd. Again, I should probably be putting those in the storeroom. Sometimes this camera gets stuck on things. It's very old school in that regard. At the very least, I'm not tapping the button multiple times. Oh wow, another source of ice in this area. Wow, who would have guessed? Meow. Alright, well this dude has the only time influence shop in town. We're gonna wait here for a second. Okay, well, nothing to get from him. Well, as I'm just so kind of going, well, a lot. Well, I didn't have enough money. Well, keep subject. Alright, our sack says, yeah, it's full of goodies. Alright. Excellent! Give me some stats. Duct tape those to something. Equip that. SB. And I'm not sure what's going to get that just yet, but it'll be something eventually, that's for sure. How does this compare to less stone? A little bit more variance at least, so I'm gonna do that for now. And it's not like we're not going to put the turquoise back in there at some point. Yeah, that's a stat. Those are stats we're gonna need. Hey. I'm gonna have to corner this dude, aren't I? Yeah, Goro is not very... not the most effective against these more agile enemies. Because you basically have to get them to walk into your bonks a little bit here. But he does bonk pretty hard, so at least we got that going for us. I think the masks will probably be a fairly easy bet. Hey, a little bit of thunder. I'll accept that. Oh, you jerk. Don't you start this, Dr. Jerkenstein. Get squished. Nice. Oh no, not one of my, like, 4 feathers or something. I stocked up on those pretty hard. Wow, this battle axe is surprisingly not durable. Even at 72 endurance, it's taking 2 a hit from bonking these dudes. Not always, but quite regularly. Well, that just bites. That bites the wax tadpole. That's a weird reference. To a weird urban legend. As quite a few of them are, I suppose. So, you know. Just want to top everybody's water off real quick. Well, at least we managed to land one hit that way. This dude isn't even thinking about attacking. There we go. Took you long enough, you... What an asshole. Alright, so what do we need here? We still need the big stats. Yeah, we need fire, mimic, metal, beast, plant, and undead. So if we could get more garnets, that would be a really great thing, game, but I don't think that's necessarily going to happen anytime soon. Ow! Hey, 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 hey. Yeah, getting the rhythm to fight those guys can be kind of a pain in the butt, but we managed to pull it off eventually. Oh, hey, there's stop in action for once. Yeah, that sphere might be a little heavily loaded. If we're seeing that pop off that rarely. Wow, we gotta have all the parts for Lana's stall whenever we actually get it. But I think that's probably like the last thing that we get in the entire area. Because it's plot relevant. And they clearly have some sort of algorithm for some of that and like what bits you get as you go. Okay, then. Alright, yeah, this is a fortune teller, so she goes in the divining house. So we can find out about her big, weird snake thing that's on there. Sign? Baskers, I guess? And yeah, there's 2 more buildings we can get, and probably that's about it. We are coming up pretty close to the end of this section of the game, so for those of you who really enjoy it, well, too bad. Get some stuff while we're in here. Hey, 4 chests, and they're laid out just like we're in that one house in Ocarina of Time. What else do you need? Need the snake. Alright. The snake. Did you like my sunglasses? Anything in here? By the way, I think I hear fireworks going off outside, which is really strange, because, like, why? It's October 14th. Is there something here that I don't know about, or is it just Americans being weird? Regardless, let's remember to dump some stuff from our inventory real quick. Alright, Joker, you've got Mage Slayers. Those might be useful. I'll take a fire, actually. I'm gonna need that at some point. Probably. This arrangement. That looks really weird. That icon. Oh well. Alright, back to the shipwreck. Oh wow, 8 spheres to pick up here. That's quite a bit. Huh. Surprising. Well, I guess there's definitely some stuff that we're missing, because we haven't finished all the other buildings yet. Starwind, how are you doing? How's it going? Give me just a second here. You're doing good? Glad to hear it. My Ethernet cable just fell because it's supported to the wall on a couple of command hooks, and their adhesive just came off because I guess it wasn't very good, or the wall's too dirty or too rough or something. I don't know. Either way, I'm gonna have to fix that at some point. Maybe just some electrical tape. I don't know. As for the server things, one part of it is that I don't know where everybody who's been helping me out with getting some stuff together for that is, but I have been, and by stuff I mean like back end that's not just mods, like any of shaking down people who might be hosting or anything like that. But I haven't looked at mod stuff in like a week or so, I think. But I have looked at some stuff recently for 1.19, which of course, new version of Minecraft came out between then, and it's like, basically a lot of mod development has already moved over there. So I'm looking to see if that is a worthwhile thing to do, or if I should stick with 1.18. And also just looking at the game's actual features for that, because there were some new devices and stuff added for 1.19 due to the addition of the Warden and everything that is attached with that. Life draining from the machines. That'd be really unfortunate. Yeah, maybe I just wasn't doing enough damage. Because I'm pretty sure... I feel like drain is only 1% of the damage you deal. Yeah, that's gotta be it, is that I'm just not doing anything to them. Well, maybe we should switch over to Thunder, which is what is advised to use on them. And we can slowly recover some HP here. So yeah, that's something I should check and see what the overall status and stuff. Oh, I've heard he's pretty rough. And that they did some things basically to prevent you from doing some of the cheesier strats that would let you deal with tall monsters, like how with an Enderman you could have just a 2-block tall arch. Well, I guess that'd be a 3-block tall arch, but you know, something that you could stand under, but which the space under it wasn't 3 blocks tall, so you could just stab at them and easily farm ender pearls that way. That's the trick I ended up using the last time I played, like any mod pack, actually. Oh, is it Beyond Reality, I think, was the one that I played that I was using that a lot. So, yeah, I think they did something to stop that, and, like, it has mechanics where pillaring up doesn't really help you. They did quite a bit to make the Warden a pretty gross individual to fight, so that's fun. And by fun, I mean, good God. That looks quite daunting. But, because they added that stuff, they added the skulk sensor and things like that. Those were things that I was interested in. You gotta crouch the whole time? Right, because you have to be in sneak mode, otherwise it hears you and goes apeshit, right? So yeah, there was a lot of stuff that I was looking at for that looked really interesting as mechanics for, like... Oh, by the way, the exit to this floor is a little different. As you can see here, it's a music box, and we don't have anything to deal with that. Instead of getting a hook here, which, oh boy, I'm so glad that fighting these enemies is going to be so rewarding. Getting bombarded by fucking pirate chariots here. Yeah. Back to the game. Back to the other game, pardon me. Is that a lot of the stuff like that seemed really interesting for setting up, like, obstacle course style stuff. Oh, we got murdered. Well, those things are really powerful. What can I say? That sucked. God, maybe I'll be able to get a word in edgewise here. So, yeah, because a thing that had been being tossed around a little bit between Brian and a couple of other people was setting up, like, an obstacle course type of thing that would have rewards of some description or another. And so I was looking at a lot of the more like redstone mechanic type of stuff that was released with that, because that seems to always be a thing that a lot of mod developers don't really do a whole lot with unless they're specifically contained within the mod. So, which is very funny that a lot of them are always like, oh, well, we could have just made this update and, you know, wow, Mojang is really running out of ideas. Meanwhile, nobody's doing fucking jack diddly dick with redstone pretty much. So, you know, outside of like, oh, hey, you can control machines with these redstone things, if you want to make it a little more complicated for yourself. But, yeah, enough of me making fun of these people, because I couldn't develop a mod like anything that, you know, especially not on that scale. Anyway, yeah. So we were looking at that. We were looking at the Skulk sensors, and it turns out that the Skulk Shriekers, pardon me, if you place them with anything other than the ones that summon wardens, which I don't necessarily would be important in every case, they don't work properly. Like, they'll make a noise, but they won't blind you, which is what I was looking for something like that set way. It could be like, you know, the challenge is that you either have to go through this slowly and carefully or go through it blind for like a maze or something. And then the game was just like, yeah, what if we cut that idea off early? You know, not necessarily because we were thinking about it, but maybe because we weren't. Oh, Jesus. I wasn't paying attention to my HP, and I was overcharging anyway. I got it handed to me, and I think I deserved it. Well. Note to self to pick up more revival powders, I suppose. So, yeah, that's why I was taking a look at 1.19, is to have a little bit more variety of stuff, but of course, as the variety of things that you get from the base game goes up, the variety of things you get from mods goes down. Because, of course, yeah, a lot of that stuff just isn't being as developed anymore. Ah, shit. Like, even going past 1.7, there are some things that are in the modded world that I really miss that are gonna be left behind. Like, Rotary Craft. The developer has said that porting that over, and probably all the attendant overhead, because it does use a lot of, like, oddball math stuff for its scripting and everything, would be an obscene amount of work to port it past 1.7. So that's never going to happen. Leaving past 1.12 results in Tinker's Construct being changed pretty heavily, and I haven't been as big a fan of the newer Tinker's Construct, but it's okay. It also means that Mod Tweaker, I believe it was, which was the thing that I was using for custom Tinker's materials, is gone, and I don't think there's a sufficient replacement at this point other than literally just make your own mod for those materials, despite attempts at implementing something like that by some other mods. So, yeah, basically this whole thing is really complicated, is all I can say. And I don't like to be like, well, when it's done, but unfortunately, I think when it's done is going to have to be the deadline here. Anyway. Can't do shit in here anymore. We gotta go and leave the dungeon. And then assemble the town. But first, let's go stock up on things. Let's go check on Rando and see if he is... Yeah, he's available to help us get some things going here. So we got... Yeah, that should be enough of that stuff, I think. Definitely don't need that endurance plate. That'll just get to max on its own. Alright. Now, back to town. So let's see about putting everything together here. And there's going to be a lot to do after this. And of course, we have to put the whole rest of the town back together in the right position afterwards, too. So that's going to be fun. So Lana, your shop is just covered in items, including a poisoned apple. I hope you don't sell that to customers. Jeez. She basically doesn't have a face. What do you need? Kegs and urns. Alright. Deal with that. That's a good question, Mega Man. How do I respond to that? I think that's a good question, Mega Man, is always a good response. Something back there? Yes, there is. Tasty water. Hey, kiddo. Yeah, it's a water store. Again, a very specific thing, but I think that probably exists in the real world. Well, sun sighting is like, I don't know, that's a little too, silly. I'd like to know if you had something very interesting for sale. Just in general. Yes, otherwise, I mean, water, we find plenty of that. And I don't use most of it. I mean, I still carry some just in case, but... Alright, so we've got elements, we've got cheese, and we got stamina drinks for sale. That's actually pretty good. I mean, our inventory is pretty heavily loaded down with them, but if it weren't for that, that'd be pretty great. I'm sure it'll come in handy later. Or perhaps it won't. Alright. Lana, do you have anything else laying around out here? Yes, you do. It's just behind the camera, boss. Yep, we're looking for this moon orb. Apparently you might have it, because you're the fruit vendor. Oh, she gave us a peach. Well, I mean, hey, I'll take a little bit of coin. What's up? Yeah, so this store, not super impressive, but again, it's a place to get some of the other items in town. But I don't think that's going to be super important. We've got randos. And, poisonous apples, actually having a purchasable source of these is pretty okay if you're going to go fishing. Because there is one specific fish that will take the poison apple that's worth a good amount of points. And actually unlocks an additional item for you that is not super important to get, but, I mean, if you want it, it's there. I'll talk about that later if I ever decide to catch one. And also, the fish lets you view what traps are in a weapon chest, so that's a fair incentive to actually go catch them. Because, I mean, that's just a permanent buff for you. That's just free real estate. But hey, we'll deal with that when the time comes. With or without Morris Day. Alright, into the tent. Let's see what's going on in here. Oh, this snake is shooting fire. That seems like a bit of a fire hazard. Shut up. I just realized what I said, and it's really stupid. Yep, we put all your stuff back together. You'll tell us our fortune free of charge. Neat. That is important for a plot thing later on, I believe. I think you have to get told to go get your fortune told first, though. Alright, Basker, your place is finished. What have you got on the go, Chief? Sell goods you purchase in other countries. Yeah, what's up? Been traveling a lot. Any plants from which you can make herbal medicine? Alright, so we have to finish the next phase of the trading game in order to gain access to using Basker as a storehouse, which is kind of unfortunate because, hey, guess where the trade item is right now? It's in my storehouse! Basker, you son of a bitch. I'm not upset. I had a feeling it would happen. I'm just like... I'm just kind of laughing because it's like, wow, okay. Okay, dude. But hey, he's got some other items hanging out around his shop, so free real estate for us. Let's go check in at the church, and that should be all of the events that we have to do. At which point, all that remains is bringing Basker his herb, and then rearranging the town and kicking off all the events. I mean, this dude kind of looks a little bit... He looks like Lucius, but with shorter hair. Lucius from Fire Emblem 7. I almost said Final Fantasy 7. That's not correct. One letter off, F-E-F-F, but still. Story of the curse on this cathedral, huh? 100 years you didn't have weddings. Who had their wedding here always end up separating, huh? Well, that kind of sucks. I mean, it could be worse. Have you seen some of the curses on shit in Eternal Darkness? Sure it's not a knockoff Link. I mean, a little bit now that you mention it. Story your grandfather told you. Go. Town was a kingdom ruled by a queen called Lasaya. Yeah, here we're getting a little bit of that old backstory again. Only 18 when she ascended to the throne. Her revered her as a great ruler. This is kind of at odds with a lot of the rest of... This place really is just converging a lot of half-finished plot threads. Kind of amusing in a way. Down. Yeah. Class conflict, etc. does that kind of shit to you. The groom did not appear, huh? Wait. And she just... Oh, jeez. Huh, that's kind of depressing, actually. Alright, dude, yeah, that's a story. Visit the divining house. Okay, yeah, so that is our... That is our event flag triggered here of, hey, you should go visit the divining house. But we're going to do something else first, in that we're going to go back over to Matsutake Village, and we're going to go pick up that ointment herb. And yeah, as you can see, we've got 13k stored up, but that is nowhere near the amount of money that we're going to want to have stockpiled sooner or later. And by sooner or later, I mean probably like 4 streams from now is when we're going to get to a point where any of that is going to be a major matter, but you know, that is eventually going to happen. Alright. So, divining house. Let's go in here. And let's ask her to tell my fortune. Because we had the event flag. Where is the moon orb? Sure. Never mind! No, I'm not! What the... What the L. Ron Hubbard? What in... Oh, man. Am I on drugs right now? So... Yeah, so as we suspected, Lana knows something about the moon, the sun orb or whatever it was called. I forgot already. Well, since we didn't get enough psychological abuse the first time, let's do this to ourselves again. And find out about this dank Jin. Or whatever its name is. Personally, I'm pretty sure that his name is Robert. Or something. Moon Orb, yeah, there we go. Some castle, like some kind of giant haunted house. What is this, a Halloween stream? Talking about haunted houses? Yeah, look at that big chair. He's saying, oh, look at my uniform. I'm cool. This isn't edgy or anything. I don't know. Did you see him with that cigar earlier? You're born on Halloween after all. Huh. Neat. And now he's scratching his ass. Oh, so are they not done? Or are we just, like, always failing to catch up to them in time or something? Oh, whoops. I guess the Dark Genie crashed into the camera, and that ended the feed a little early, didn't it? Eh. Alright, fine. One more. Tell me about the other thing. Where's the man whom the queen loved? Yeah, I've seen this before too. It's rando Really? Huh. Well, how about that? Well, I mean, he seems a little young for that. Maybe he's a time traveler. Something's glowing. Okay, yeah, so that's... Again, the next event flag to get us to move on to the next area. They really do be making you do that floor twice, huh? Well, out we go, and let me pull up my little chart here of how to arrange this town. Go to move and remove. Alright, so first things first, the rotation on this doesn't actually matter, but we're gonna put it like this. It's 2 on either side. So that... Okay, well, Rudy's store is already in position, so that's great. Meanwhile, like, everything else over here has to be moved, I think. The cathedral doesn't have to go very far. Basker... Basker, where the f... are you? Basker is over here. He's... He's in the spot occupied by Joker right now. Well, Joker, move your ass over. That's, it's the fountain. He's not over far enough. There we go. Alright. Water place goes there. Divining house. And yeah, so... That should be correct. Yeah. She wants her snake to see the sunrise, which is dealt with by just pointing it in the right direction. Well, yeah, it's weird. We'll put it that way. Jax can go here. All right, so this is Like, this stuff is almost all placed. All right. Cathedral. Yeah, the cathedral is the big one here. Oh, there's a corner of that. Let's move that over. Leave it here for a second. Joker's is the red place. Yeah, this map is definitely a lot different from the one that I usually use, I believe, because I'm used to setting things up with King's Hideout over in the big zone. I actually remember that, and so looking at this is just like, huh? You just do that? And I guess the answer is yes, you can, in fact, just do that. Right. Sheriff. Okay, so with all that stuff placed, now we get to place roads and trees. So that way King can have a modicum of road to drive his car upon. And not really get much of anywhere in this town because there's not that much road to go around. How strange, still, that he has a car. So make sure that I've placed everything properly then. Now I gotta move this back one. There we go. Alright. The rest of these. Or most of the rest, anyway. Now it's tree time. So even this place has a couple of trees. We put a tree right in front of Basker's place. Alright, so let me double check that this is correct. Yes, everything is done. Alright. Plop down, and we should be getting some rewards pretty soon. Bit of haze going on in this cutscene for some reason. He sure is. Mr. Mustache, what do you got for us? Yeah, we did what we could. How about a shotgun? Tone wouldn't know how to use it. Instead, he's gonna give us the Macho Sword. This thing is fantastic looking. Very silly, by the way. It's a present, a birthday present. Oh, so you're related to those dudes, huh? Yeah, you can't exactly bust down doors with that, huh? Yeah, this thing is incredibly silly looking. Also, yeah, judging by the patterns, it does kind of look like the blade has kind of like a poncho pattern going on it. Somebody did mention to me, and I kind of missed it, that, yeah, Naroon Village does have a little bit of like a sort of Central American, especially Mexico kind of theme to a lot of its visuals. Stats are meh. I don't know that we're going to do much with this, but hey, why not? This does, however, build up into the Atlamelia sword if you decide to do enough work, and eventually the Chronicle sword, so it's not a bad option for that reason, but by this point, you should have something better or you're incredibly unlucky. Actually, by this point, you have access to the Wise Owl sword, and you can just buy into back rooms. You should not have a problem having another source of that sword, really. But hey, it's a unique model. And at times, I'm not 100% sure that everybody at level 5 knew what they were doing with this game in terms of planning or balance or anything. So if there's a couple of situations where stuff is just thrown at the wall until it sticks, then so be it. Paper in this music box and lock it. Oh man. Well, don't say it. And we got the music box key. That means that soon we'll be able to read Rando's fanfiction. Secret. Ew. I try not to, is the thing. Alright. Well. It's time to finish this and be done with the shipwreck. Finally, so that way we can move on to the next zone. Because, goodness knows, we've been here for a while. You ever think about that? Probably do, actually. Excuse me? Well, first things first, by the way, since we're going to pretty much ignore all the monsters on this floor, we're going to equip the fire element on all of our main weapons here. Yeah, this is a game where, like, things don't really move very fast, which, again, this is why I was sort of apprehensive about streaming it a little bit, but I really wanted to play it again, because I remember the game being... Oh, hi, look, it's a clown. Let's choose the big box, even though it's probably, yeah, not super useful. Who would have guessed the big box is not as good as the one that's not as big? Because they're supposed to make you think, hey, don't be greedy or something. A lot of... Oh god, 4 pirates' chariots are all the enemies we've seen so far. That is fucking disgusting. Those things are really bad. Like, I kind of knew they sucked to begin with, but I didn't realize just how much they sucked. I've seen teams suck before, but those are the suckiest bunch of sucks that ever sucked. Etc. Well, it's a good thing that we already equipped the fire element on everybody who matters here. That's King Mimic, but I was going to try anyway. Alright. Oh yeah, I gotta give that to Bhaskar. I'm dumb. Oh well. Alright, shove the key in the music box, and... it's boss time, right? Many years later, reading this. That's overcoming your different society and joining as one. know that we would never be blessed by home. Still move us. You. Congratulations, Your Majesty. Is there anything else to throw in? No, just us ending up in the old cathedral long in the past. Oh boy. Well, she is an ice elemental. It is fucking cold in the bottom of the ocean, if you didn't know that. This is a boss that's kind of, well, it doesn't play out like the other bosses up to this point, if I recall correctly. Well, I mean, for a start, she freezes us, which is incredibly annoying. And second of all, you can see that she's got this shield up. Oh, for fuck's sakes. I'm not happy about that. Let's heal Ruby real quick. As I have to go, wait a second, how do I deal with this again? This would be a good time to have saved before this, by the way, but... So... Yeah, unfreeze, please. There we go. So we have to remove that barrier, and then we can hit her, I think, is the idea. I mean, as you can tell by the fact that we just did that before, and... Yeah, the concept basically is backwards from the usual boss fight at this point in the game. Let me switch, please. That's... Combos. On the other hand, yeah, that was really quick because stamina drinks, LOL. Which is nice because, yeah. The boss fights are all seem to be like certain levels of attrition, and this one was so high that it just burned instantly. Not even just because we were using the fire element. I forgot that the bosses really don't have that much HP. Honestly, it feels like some of the regular encounters are much harder. I'm pretty sure later bosses at least have some durability on them. Yeah, you don't say, buddy. You know, I do actually kind of like how different the city in the area is after 100 years. But still. It's kind of a strange, disparate game design thing. And he gives us the moon orb, so... Ah, yeah, so Lana gave it to him. Gotcha. Well, I mean, you're not much of a fighter. It would probably be a pain in the ass to go through all the zombie pirate ghosts and stuff. As he just throws the ice orb on the ground, which at this point I probably would be chucking those from all the grinding in this dungeon, and yeah. We've been over that joke already. Aw, they get married. Or at least they have a moment together. Wasn't this one of the first PS2 games? Yes, Round the Wheel, you are correct. How are you doing, by the way? I hope you're having a good evening. This was not quite a launch title, but it was pretty close. It was also a very early game developed by Level 5. Yes, the Level 5 that eventually went on to do Professor Layton, you are correct. Plugging along on your homework, nice. Hope that's all going nice and well. Where's it? Oh, right. Yeah, I'm confused now that I've rearranged the town and everything to actually help me win the thing. You think it was 2001, Hagane R96. Yeah, it was fairly early, like I said. I mean, to be fair, 2001 relative to launch is a reasonably wide area of time, if I recall correctly, because the PS2 launched in the fall of 2000. But yeah, it was early enough on that it was still kind of early. Let's take a look, actually. I'm going to go and check this on Wikipedia. It was released in Japan on December 14th of 2000. And that is the earliest location that it was released in, probably not surprising. And the PS2 launched, let's take a look here. Okay, no, I was way off. It was still less than a year after the PS2 launched. The PS2 launched in Japan on March 4th of 2000. However, it did come out over here in late October of 2000, and then in November in the rest of the world that got it, actually. So yeah. Still pretty early on in the PS2's lifetime, so a little bit of roughness around the edges and all that, you know, with developers only knowing so much about how to develop for this console and everything. And like I said, this was one of, if not the first game that Level 5 developed. So very early on with them finding their feet and everything. In fact, founded in October 1998. Yeah, this actually is their first game. Huh. Interesting. But yes, absolutely. So yeah, we're giving Beardman the leaf, by the way. His name is Basker, but I mean, he is Beardman. Look at that entire beard. Whole lot of it, and almost no other facial features, except for some shading. And he gives us some foundation. It's released in Rondo City, huh? I have no idea where that is, but okay, dude. So let's store that for now. The Moon Orb is the next plot item that we need to hold on to. We need to go take that back to Brown Brew Village, I think. order to continue with our plot. So let's go ahead and do that right now. Yeah, because we haven't unlocked the next region yet, so clearly we have to go show this to somebody. And be like, hey, look at this big gold orb that we got. We're getting a cutscene, so it's probably going forward for us with that all on its own. Making things a little easy. You can move the moon ship now. That is helpful. We got your battery. And now is when we find out that somebody has stolen the whole moon ship or something. Oh, it's gonna fire a laser. Yep. Of course it is. And it's gonna make a noise that you don't want in your ears very loud, but thankfully I have the volume on things down a little bit. At least on my end. Hopefully it's not horrible for you folks. And... oh. I see it's been blocked. God damn it, I can't get any fucking Wi-Fi in this temple. Oh no. Oh, is it now? You don't say, buddy. It's not wor- oh, is it now? You don't say, buddy. Alright, what do we do? What do we do? Something's going wrong at the Sun and Moon Temple where the moon ship is stored. What could possibly go wrong? Oh. The moon. Bamalumba Humalumba. It's eternal rest. Yeah, on this planet to maintain the Sun and Moon Temple. You're gonna get your ass handed to you. Do something. Yeah, we gotta... deported. Wow, that's a word. Well, I mean, for a start, we could actually go to the Sun and Moon Temple would be a good way to start with things. Yep, we gotta go to the... who is this again? Yeah, that sums up my usage of that character, that's for sure. Moonship is stored in the deepest part of the temple. Still work to do as mayor of the village. I mean, look at that fella's beard. We cannot do anything that would cause any harm to come to that. That would be completely unacceptable. Do the Sun and Moon Temple and its periphery onto our mini-map. Or our regular size map, as the case may be. Well, who would have guessed? I haven't played any of the Golden Sun games yet. I'll get to it at some point, probably. Or just keep forgetting. Ah, yes, we can enter from the front door. Who would have guessed? Danger inside the temple. We'll be fine. Hey, you. Oh, is he gonna try to fight us too? Alright, what's the deal? Full of monsters. Not with that attitude, they fucking can't. Are you kidding me? Meaning that Muska is destroyed. The village of the Sand Warriors, west of this temple. What's your deal, buddy? Desert Warrior, Ungaga. This is our 5th character that we're going to get halfway through the dungeon. He says he's not a very strong warrior. Unfortunately, yeah, he is kind of considered to be like the bottom tier of the entire character list, I think. Because, like, even Xiao has ranged attacks. But I think that he's okay. I don't think he's as bad as a lot of people say that he is, but on the other hand, you do end up spending a lot of time with him just like, wow, I could be using other characters. He doesn't fulfill much of a special role, and of course, he's going to beat himself up over the fact that he couldn't stop something from happening that is wildly outside of anybody's wheelhouse. Oh, dude. Could really use another person in the party. Oh well. I guess we're going it by ourselves. As these two have an argument over whether or not he's cool. So let's go ahead and, I don't think there's anything we can pick up at this juncture. Yeah, it's too early for that. And go into the Sun and Moon Temple. Music in here is pretty simple, but I like it. Alright, first floor, and yeah, you can guess kind of what the aesthetic is here of being basically a mishmash of every civilization that ever lived in the desert. Into a mysterious force we get thirsty. Wow, who would have guessed the sand temple we get thirsty faster? Piss. Search for chests in this area. I don't blame you because yes, it's quite frustrating. Let's take that out, and we're gonna hook that up with, we're gonna give that to Tone, and we're gonna put this in. Yeah, because they're made of a kind of, well, sand-colored sandstone, so it's kind of hard to see them. And you know something? We're just going to say screw it, and we're going to actually shove that sphere into this sword permanently. I may come to regret that later because I won't be able to juggle it between other people as easily. Oh wow, all we need is Thunder and Holy to upgrade this. Are you kidding me? It's that simple. Wow, that puts us in good shape. Unfortunately, we're so not going to have enough. Yeah, I'm just going to do a quick double check here because I don't remember what the thresholds are for this. But yeah, we're not ready for that yet. We are not ready to upgrade to the Chronicle Sword, but we will be sooner rather than later, so that's cool. Yeah, as you can see, the chests are made of sandstone, and they blend into the background just perfectly. It's a problem. Look at that damage, though. Oh, ho, 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 ho. Yeah, this was a good idea. I gotta remember, I probably should be switching back immediately because we're in the thirsty zone. We don't have a spring here. That sucks. I hear a bee in the background. Or a devil wasp or whatever they're called. I don't remember. A phantom. Yeah, that's... Not to be confused with a car, I guess. Ah, we were too late. That's okay. Letting that gain some ABS is probably fine. Cursed? You jerk. That's fine. We keep a nice stockpile of things so we can fix that very quickly. Now, the early floors of this place are not going to be, you know, just like all the other dungeons, it's not going to be quite as good EXP as were... I almost said as was, so that's what that horrible sound I just made was. That's me trying to say was and were at the same time. You know, it's not going to be as good as the lower layers of the shipwreck, especially not when we were in the areas with the... Oh, there's a spring right here. I couldn't see it. You know, not like when we were in the back rooms of any of those areas. Because that was worth a lot of experience. Although it was probably with some of the most annoying enemies that you could fight there. And these duders are much simpler. Which is probably good for us. A secret path key. That's our regular lock for the dungeon, I think, not the... That's not the backroom key, I don't think. As I'm trying to remember what even is the backroom here. I think it's... Because it's like some sort of little boat thing, I think. You can tell that I haven't been in this area for quite a while. The Sun and Moon Temple is certainly not as lucrative as the shipwreck can be. We'll put it that way. Hey. And that's why I kept trying to swing multiple times, and when you get locked into a combo, you can't really hit triangle mid-combo and open the menu, which is a good way to get the ABS that you're trying to put onto one of your breakable weapons. It's a good way to get it thrown on the floor, basically. Yeah, the ability to just shell out a tiny, and I mean tiny amount of cash. Oh, that actually must be a backroom key then. Like, you hand over 200 Gilda, and you get a backroom key and a block of ice to keep it safe. And by safe, I mean fresh. Same basic idea. And on top of that, I know that there's one floor that spawns a lot of the masks, and it's easy enough to learn how to fight those dudes. They're not terribly difficult enemies, in my opinion. I mean, they suck if you're playing as a ranged character, but anything that guards sucks if you're playing as a ranged character. Let's be real with ourselves here. Oh, dude. Not funny. Yeah, okay. Wow, that one was apparently really insulted when I said that it wasn't funny when they were getting up. Wow, alright. But yeah, I definitely spent a lot of time between streams just grinding up a lot of stuff in the back rooms of the shipwreck, which is why I have an almost finished Chronicle sword already. And why I have a bunch of other stuff in really good shape. And guess what I'm probably going to do in between streams of this? That's right, I'm gonna hopefully remember to do my other video projects, but also do that. God, I still need to finish scripting one of those. Sheesh. Been a little rough to write. Oh man, there's 2 whole springs on this level. You can see that they are not easy to see on the minimap. Is it appropriate to call it a mini-map? It's just a regular map. I keep doing that. And there is our exit key for the level, the King's Slate. Took us a bit to find that, huh? Hey. You're really doing this, huh? Oh, well, that EXP was just chucked on the ground. Alright, Goro, we don't use you for very much. You're gonna make the run to the exit for us. I believe I was informed, by the way, that Goro moves a little bit faster than everybody else. Like, not a huge amount, but by a, you know, more than 0. And I don't know how true that is, by the way, so don't necessarily be quoting that to anybody else who might happen to ask you random trivia about this game, because I don't actually know if that's true. I might just be imagining it. I don't want to say I might be making it up, but certainly it could be false. And I might not realize that. We're checking the area because, yeah, I was going to say, I remember a couple of the little, I believe they're technically called miracle chests, but I don't remember if that's a thing that's actually listed anywhere. A couple of those spawn outside of the dungeon, that's for sure. And we are heading in to Muska. As you can see, the graphic for the name of the location has the incorrect name for some reason. They probably just didn't spot check things properly with the translation. And yes, this area of the world is just sort of a mishmash of various desert, especially African cultures. As you can see, we've got these totem poles here that a lot of them look a little bit, let's not comment on that. Let's not get in any more fights, right? But we don't have anything new to add to, we can throw down the oasis. I think we can fish here already if we wish to. Yeah. We can actually fish at this location as soon as we don't even have to stick all the trees into it, which is cool. And that's nice because, again, there's a pretty interesting fish that spawns here, but I'm terrible at the fishing, so it certainly won't be seen on stream. Anything going on here in... This is Ungaga's house, I think, so the odds of there being anything really going on in here are pretty slim, but we'll take a look anyway. And we find not a thing. And let's go back to the Sun and Moon Temple. And wow, this one has a lot less Atla for us to pick up, that's for sure. Wow. Down from 7 to 3. That's pretty quick. But hey, thankfully we don't have to... Oh yeah, good point. I could I go to the first-person camera. I forget about that all the time. And I do mean all the time. Alright, so here's a pad that we have to bonk with Goro. And again, the game continues to describe it as being a log that looks like a switch. And we got bomber heads. The phantoms are a little easier for Goro to hit, right? Yeah, of course, he's not doing anywhere near as much damage because he doesn't have... Yeah. Are we gonna... I'm gonna let Goro gain a level on the battle axe first. And yeah, that's why you don't fight the bomber heads with a melee character. Because, who would have guessed? They're called bomber heads and they've got bombs for heads and they explode. And it fucking hurts. Goro's perfect to show that off because, well, he's such a pain in the ass to use anyway that I don't like him very much. So I don't feel bad being mean to him. Not compared to anyone else. And that totem pole head 2, that is going to introduce the gimmick of setting up the town in Giorama mode when it becomes time to... Oh, hey, wow, another secret path key. That's 2 in a row at a dungeon that we just started. That is statistically unusual, that's for sure. What was I saying? Oh yeah, the totem pole heads. So, aligning everything in town is going to require you to point the totem poles and the little mini totems outside of everybody's houses at the main totem poles, while also doing all of the other requests in the town in order to get 100% for the Giorama mode. It's a little bit of a pain in the butt, but again, we've got stuff all set aside for helping us out with the weird mess that is arranging this place. So I think we will live, in all likelihood. There you go, a stone key, which oddly enough looks a bit more like a lock, but you know, it is what it is, right? Compared to the Sams and the other versions of that, dude, I like these guys because you can actually tell when they're gonna blow up. It's always when they run out of health, so stay back. Meanwhile, the mages, as we saw them in the shipwreck, and we'll be seeing another version of them here as well, they just kind of will blow up whenever they feel like it once they're below a quarter health or so. Another anti-cursing amulet. If I remember to go to a shop, that's some free money. Money in the bank. I don't know where I was going with that. I forgot. Yeah, that blast area remains a damage zone for a fair bit of time. We got ourselves a bomb, so if we encounter an enemy that's too much of a problem, or we're stuck as a really bad character for fighting something, hey, that's, again, nice free little bit of business there. In fact, we probably should be stockpiling those for later in the dungeon when we have Ungaga to deal with as his, as the character that we have to use to clear the area. On the one floor where he is absolutely required for you to play as him the whole time. Because the odds are pretty good that we're not going to have a new weapon for him by that point. Unless I spend a lot of time shoring up a bunch of poisonous apples, and I fish and build up enough fishing points to go get a scorpion or something, which, I mean, that just kind of sounds like it's a bit of a mess. But yeah, let's check out a back room here. Coffin is about to drift away in the quicksand. Yep, so we get into the coffin boat here. It pulls us up the ramp. Or is it down the ramp? It's hard to tell. Maybe it's not even a ramp at all. It just is a weird... No, there's definitely a ramp going on there. The camera angle is just kind of funky. Let's see if we can't get ourselves some goodies here. Alright, we got phantoms. Oh, I hear a crab. Desert crab? What kind of... I mean, there's crabs that live in the desert. There's crustaceans. They exist all over the place. Somebody really needed that garnet. Oh yeah, it was you, wasn't it? Stats. Yeah. Yeah, Goro needs the garnet really bad. I said the garment. Wow. There we go. Oh, that doesn't raise his plant. That raises beast and rock. Well, I mean, that's still plenty useful. But hey, look. Yeah, it's a desert crab. The crabby hermit. Pearls and Parados are the ones that I would really love, because, again, if that can help speed up... Oh, look, another turquoise. I've gotten so many of those today. It's kind of over the top a little bit. Let's equip... We have so many platinum rings. Why did I buy... Why did I buy any of those? Wow. I feel real stupid for that. I could have just farmed that one floor, because the floor with the sweet spot back room for the shipwreck is right before the floor where you have to play as her, so like it would be perfect to... Oh man, these things have funny movement patterns, and they have long blocking phases. She's got a bunch of stuff in here, yeah, so that way it can gain some stats and be a little more useful when we break it eventually. Yeah, so I don't feel bad throwing one of these in here, because we just keep picking these up everywhere. Repair, not upgrade. I don't need to use those power-up powders yet. I'm saving those for something else. I just don't know what. Hey, come on, dude. Oh, that wasn't a good idea. I thought I had a chance to sneak that in. Otherwise, I would have tried playing smarter, but I probably would have failed. Anyway, Goro's got knockback, so maybe he's actually going to be ideal for fighting these. Yeah, he seems to be doing the deed pretty nicely. Good damage. Good push. Alright, so if we get the... if we get the stats changed... Okay, that's pointless, because they're already stamina back here. This means that we have to run past things a little harder in the front room. A little bit. Oh no, the weapon points of the weapon we're not going to actually use as a real weapon got decreased. Oh noes. Really? I screwed that up. Okay, well. I mean, it happens. It happens quite regularly if you're me. I want to see what kind of return we get on that. Yeah, 24 up to 44. So they're worth 10 apiece. Interesting. It's a pretty solid amount of ABS. Oh, fuck. Alright, now let me not be stupid here when I fight these dudes. I don't know if that's gonna be a thing that I do or don't do, but we got away with it. I know, right? Who would have guessed puns in this game? There's quite a few of them. Alright, well, let's get ourselves off of this floor, and that should... that would be a good time to go stock up on items and everything. Afterwards, because we don't need to fight anything again now that we have the key to get out of here. Although that said, I think we are going to use those secret room keys on like every new floor that we get to that's not a terrible back room. Or back room. That's not a terrible limited zone. Because hey, I want more gems. I want to be able to upgrade more of these weapons more. Who would have guessed that that's real nice to be able to do? Jax will have the old bullion, right? I couldn't remember. Grab that. Now let's go talk to Basker and store that in the old storehouse there. store these as well. And do we have a Fruit of Eden? We do not. Alright, so with that, let's make our way back toward the Sun and Moon Temple. I should actually go check and see if anything spawned in Muskalaka real quick. I don't think I have new buildings to put down, so we're basically just going to be checking the couple of small things. But that's alright. It's still something to check out. Oh no, we got Brooke's house, so we can place that. Totem pole. We don't have the rest that goes here. On the other hand, we do have a house, so we can at least check that and see if there's anything inside. Thing kind of looks like a walrus, and then you see the teeth, and it's like, oh, that's... this dude is the shopkeeper in the area, I think, if we actually get him. Anything at the Oasis? Probably not, but worth a look. First person. And see if we find... There we go. I see a thing there. It's Gord. Alright. Now we go back into the Sun and Moon Temple. And I'm going to be thrown off a little bit for a bit, probably, because I have spent so many times going into the shipwreck that... Yeah. Muscle memory takes a little while to overcome, to put it nicely. Oh boy, oh boy. Get thirsty quicker. That's what I love to see. And by that, I mean our mimics are looking a little bit different, and they're sounding a little bit different too because of the fact that they're now in stone chests. I believe they eat more of your whip whenever you hit them, and they can guard better too. But I don't remember for sure. I should probably be killing everything as soon as I see it, really, because... Yeah, that way I don't have to come back through. Yeah, we're not gonna fill that thing out. We're mostly just dealing with the Buster Sword for a single stat. That stat is metal. What if I switch to Goro to fight the Phantom? I could also do it to fight the Mummy. Or I can fail at that. That's also an option. Yeah, as you can see, those mimics have a lot of sturdiness on them. And that's not super great when you're fighting them with a character with fairly fragile weaponry. However, we managed to catch that one off guard, and hey, it only cost us 2 whip. That's nice. Oh, fuck you. Alright, we're switching to Ruby. You can deal with this, Ruby. You can get yourself some more experience here. Die. Yes, yes, everybody's getting thirsty. I get it, I get it. Find some water. Control A, there we go. Perfect, found a spring. Everybody refill. Goro, carry your battle axe, dude. And again, no huge concern for dealing with that stuff. I need to actually get around to working on those weapons, though. I should probably store most of the big bucks hammers for now. And just take those as a thing that I come back to later on. Cross the gap. Okay, so it's on an enemy all the way back in the... Right? Let's double check that I don't have the King Slate already. Yeah, I done fucked up by not killing the enemies at the very start. I don't know what I was thinking. there it is, if I can actually step on it. There we go. Alright, now back we go, and we're going to stop at the spring to refill. And then we're going to head out. And we're probably going to be looking at the next map being the Goro-only map. Alright, step out for a second. And then let's take the next floor. Not even going back to town. We'll just go straight into the next floor, because... Come on. Oh yeah, we don't go straight into the dungeon. Whoops. Alright, so are we getting, Oh, we're getting a cutscene before the thing, that's for sure. More of Ungaga's depression. Yeah, unfortunately, good luck, dude. That's all I can say here. Alright, so this is a normal floor, and hey, no extra fast thirst. That's good. Fucker. You jerk. You butthole. There we go. Apparently that's the secret to everything. He's just saying the word butthole, apparently. That's weird. I don't know what I mean when I say the secret to everything. That's a confusing turn of phrase. I mean, if it gets the job done, who's gonna argue? Oh, right. Oh, there goes some of my money. I'm pretty sure we're in a position where that's not a huge issue, because we didn't have a ton of money in our bag, but when it says decreased a little, that takes half of your money every time. A little is a bit of a stretch. Yeah, just constantly. Fun's decreased a little. That's quite a chonker. We've got... we got anything else going on in this room? Yeah, let's try and clear things out a little bit here, just in case we need to. And by that, I mean I just want to ignore the golem. Second. Phantom is easily removed. The golem... Yeah, the golem is probably not going to give us too much trouble because we can just stay out of range. But that shockwave can hit pretty hard. And much like the Bomberhead's explosion, it can last a lot longer than it draws for. So, like, once it fades out, it may still be able to hurt you. Because sometimes this game is just kind of a jerk. Here comes the big boy again. Alright, now we back up. Something good? That helps at least. I would appreciate more large chest spawns, though, but unfortunately, again, the spawn rate on those is not good. Oh, I could have used that on the other one. Oh, well. Not gonna complain too much. Although game has been a little bit stingy with the free ABS fills. I want my free EXP. I want these things to be finished faster. Oh, well. It's not like we don't have methods of doing that quickly enough elsewhere. Alright, elf boy. He really does have the elf ears on that portrait, but his model, not so much. They're just kind of normal ears that are a little bit, maybe slightly pointier, but you would just think, oh, it's just the poly count being 2001 era. Like, you definitely wouldn't bat an eye if it was PS1 grade. Actually, I think that at least some stuff for this game dates all the way back to the PS1 anyway, so... Like, they may have been intending to put this out on the PS1 at first, and then, of course, the PS2 happened, and they were just like, well, let's move over there! And that certainly was an idea. And it was an idea that they did. Kind of like Eternal Darkness starting out on the N64 and then eventually being completed on the GameCube. Although that was genuinely a really good idea, because Eternal Darkness, if it was on the N64, would certainly be much less of a game just in general. Like, the overall quality would be a lot less. I think the sound fidelity wouldn't have been there as much. The voice acting, I mean... Voice acting existed in some N64 games to some extent, but it was definitely not on the same level as would have been in Eternal Darkness, and I don't think that they would even have been able to attempt that, really. Unfortunately, Dyack after that was just like, yeah, I really want to make 2 human, you guys, and then that was a bad idea. He did do that GameCube port, well, Silicon Knights, rather, is the company, of course. They did do the PS, oh god, they did the GameCube port of Metal Gear Solid. Classics, just Quest 64. Did Quest 64 didn't have any voice whatsoever. I mean, I guess on some level, when I'm thinking of voice acting, I'm thinking like Mario 64 type of stuff, and even that might be a stretch. But, you know, there was at least some use of like samples, just being dumb. Yeah, because I'm like, wait a second, there was actually no like speech or anything in that game whatsoever. Of course, it didn't have the greatest quantity of dialogue either, or necessarily the greatest quality of dialogue as well. So there's that to think about. Or not think about is always the option, probably the better option, really. Sister's house. There's our new character here. Alright, Devia, what do you need for your... Sell a cabin. That's doable. For full heal. Undead Buster. Yeah, we're gonna need a lot of that stuff eventually, so... Hey, nice to get a little extra. Okay, well, there's an item. Checking to see if there's anything else I missed before Hey, a gourd! They're giving us a lot of these thirst recovering items. I don't know if there's going to be more extra thirst floors. I'm not sure what I was about to call them. I think I was thinking power thirst for a second. That seems a little silly. Alright, Mr. One-Eyed Man, what have you got in need for us? A storage cabin is what I'd like. I believe I can make that happen, my friend. I don't know, actually, though. There we go. Cabin. Alright, so let us go talk to Brooke and see what you've got going for us, Chief. Oh yeah? You know who we are? The son of the warrior Aga, huh? So maybe we do matter on some level. Especially with swords. Making a journey to find an amazing treasure, huh? Gosuke. Suke. I don't know when we told him that, but hey. Tip for defeating him. Yeah. Maybe everybody was setting up everything at similar levels. Alright, what do you got for us, dude? An attack plus 3. I mean, that's a little bit of something here. And yeah, he's our shopkeeper, like I alluded to earlier. Alright, Brooke, what have you got for sale? You've got some interesting stuff, actually. We'll sell the poisonous apple, I guess. Actually, no, I'm gonna hang on to that and see what I can do about that fishing matter. Alright, so for sale, we've got Sky Hunter. We really don't need a ton of those, because I think we have a lot of that on our weapons, just from all the aquamarines we've been getting. Meanwhile, the Stonebreaker is much nicer. Wind, that's his only elemental he's got here. We'll pick up a Dran's Feather for... Whatever, we'll take 2, actually, because we're going to use a lot of them for sure. Grab gold bullion. We can feed that to our storage place. Why don't we take a Stonebreaker as well? And he's got potato cakes, which are a fish bait that can be used to catch a very specific large fish, alongside a couple others. And again, that is a huge pain in the butt because the fishing mechanics are very, very rough, as I have mentioned like 800 times already. Take a quick peek in here and see if there's anything else. The answer is going to be no. Alright, well then. Well then. Now let's go ahead and save. Well, I never. Yeah, I know, right? Fishing minigames are kind of a hit and miss thing. A lot of people really like them, but I've noticed that a lot of them are kind of jank. But then again, I'm also the sort of person that's like, well, if it's anything that is more involved than, like, catching the Titanic sawfish in Final Fantasy XIV, which was a top-level fish basically only for the original game, and the expansions have added more complicated shit, it's probably a little too much for me to wrap my head around easily for whatever reason. Excuse me.